Africans, are you good? I'm good, guys. Okay, guys, today we're talking TK Nciza and Bheki Mtolo, right? The former provincial secretaries of the ANC in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal respectively. The ANC has chopped them, right? Remember the so-called reconfiguration of the ANC structure. So what we know is not even about reconfiguration, just it's a proper disbandment of those structures, right? But before we get to that, guys, just remember, be aware that there's a link on the description. There's a link that will lead you to the landing page where you click to provide us with your email. So each time we publish a video, then we send it directly to you, to your email. Each time I publish an article, because I've got a blog where I write articles, I can send it to you, or any books or material that is relevant to this channel. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. We all know, right? We all know that from the 2024 May elections, these provinces, Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, performed badly. Because if you remember, prior to the 29th of May 2024 elections, ANC was governing Gauteng on its own and governing KwaZulu-Natal on its own, right? Although in Gauteng it was just a slight majority, right, before they attained in 2019, right? But now, as you know, now they lost that majority. They are hovering the 30s region, right? 36, 37, right there, around there, right? So then you go to KwaZulu-Natal. ANC was governing KwaZulu-Natal. Was it in the 50s, right? Close to 60s, if not the 60s. But now they've dropped quite terribly to about 17% in the 2024 elections, right? So as part of the ANC saying that they are diagnosing the problem, say, but what is the problem? Re-looking at the problem and try to find solutions. They've decided to reconfigure these structures, the PEC being the Provincial Executive Committee, right? Where these two guys served. TK Nciza served as the Provincial Secretary in the last conference or Congress of the ANC. Yes, the last Gauteng ANC Provincial Conference, he was elected as a Provincial Secretary. Same thing to with Bheki Mtolo, he was the Provincial Secretary, right? So these are the guys who got the chop for the poor performances, right? Of course, on the one side, would say, because these guys are the Provincial Secretaries. As we know in an organization, the Provincial Secretary is more of someone of a CEO, because the Chief Administrator, it's someone who's always in the office, right? Unlike the chairperson, wasn't the chairperson, look at the Gauteng scenario, the chairperson is being Panyaza Lesoffi, right? He's currently the premier, right? Then you go to KZN's Boniso Duma, who was the chairperson of that structure. He was an MEC, even now it's currently an MEC. So in the lead up to the elections and all of that, these chairpersons were deployed in government. So meaning people who were left to run the organizations, of course, or to lead the organizations on full-time basis are the provincial secretaries, right? So you'd say on the one hand, you'd understand why these guys have been chopped, because these are the people who are full-time, right? Who are full-time in the organization, right? But then on the other side, you have to look to the other side, that can you squarely put the blame on these two guys for the ANC's poor performance in these respective provinces of Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, right? Because you have to look at the reason why people did not vote for the ANC, right? What is it that informs that? And you'd find that it has little to do. It has little to do with what these structures did wrong, right? These provincial structures, and specifically these provincial secretaries who have now been removed, right? Who are no longer forming part of these structures, that the newly reconfigured structures, right? So you'd say, but you're blaming these guys for something that they had little to do with. Because one of the things was load shedding, right? You speak of load shedding, can you really say the Gauteng Provincial Secretary and the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Secretaries can be blamed for the fact that people decided not to vote for the ANC because of load shedding? Because the load shedding, it's a competence of the national government, right? It's a competence of national government, right? And remember, these two guys, the secretaries, are not serving in government, right? Are not serving in government, right? So can you really blame them for that? Because one of the reasons, right, that are touted as the reason that people did not vote for the ANC, one of the reasons that the ANC dropped to 40%, it is because of load shedding, right? So clearly you cannot blame them, cannot put the blame on these two guys, on TK Nciza and Bheki Mtolo, right? Then we move away from that of load shedding. Then the other issue is the issue of unemployment. The issue of unemployment, right? And as I've already alluded, right, that these two guys were full-time in the organization, right? Unlike the chairpersons, Banyaza Lesufi is the provincial chairperson, right? Prior to the May elections. Siboniso Duma is an MEC in government, right? Prior to the May election, 2024 May elections, right? So if you're going to, because one of the reasons again that the ANC dropped is because of the issue of unemployment. The ANC has failed to facilitate, right? To facilitate an economy, restructure the economy to ensure that this economy is able to produce jobs, right? The ANC has failed dismally on that. So if you're going to look at these dynamics, then again, you've got these chairpersons who are in government. Only to say they are much more to blame, right? Compared to the provincial secretaries who are full-time in the organization, right? Whose only involvement in governance, it's mainly through the deployees who are reporting to the organization in terms of their own activities, right? And the programs that they are engaged in. And then, of course, the organization makes input, right? And give directives there and there, right? But in terms of putting the blame squarely, surely you look at these chairpersons, right? To say if unemployment is one of the reasons that the residents of Gauteng decided not to vote for the ANC, right? If unemployment is one of the reasons, or one of the key reasons that the people of KwaZulu-Natal decided not to vote for the ANC, right? Surely you'd look at these guys who are deployed in government, right? So now how to explain now that these guys who are deployed in government, they survive the chop, right? Then you chop these people who are full-time in the organization. Is the ANC probably saying that the reason that they lost the elections in those provinces, it is not because of the failures in government? Are they saying maybe it's because the structures are weak? Because the only time you can be blaming the provincial secretaries for the poor performance, it is when you are saying, right? It is when you are saying the provincial structures of the organization are in tatters, right? Because remember, these are the people who are looking after the organization, being the provincial secretaries, right? So if indeed you're saying, no, actually the main reason we performed badly as an organization, that is being the ANC. If you say the ANC, they were saying that the reason they performed badly, it is because the structures were in tatters, then the structures were unable to carry the message, right? Were unable to carry the message to the masses. Then surely, yes, you can put the blame on the provincial secretaries and chop them, right? So that's why I'm saying we need the ANC, in this case, of course, they need to provide reasons that why specifically these provincial secretaries, not the chairpersons. Why are they the ones that got the chop? You see. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Those are my views. You know, we are always welcome to express your views respectfully, though, on the comment section below. Let's engage there, guys. Please remember to like, share, and remember to subscribe as well. Please remember to subscribe, and please remember to hit the notification button so each time I publish a video you get notified. Thank you very much, guys. Ma Africa. Siyabo.